What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Wednesday. It is April 23rd. We are back. Next week is already May. Cannot believe it. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you to the family. If you want to check everything else out, we have a ton of things in the description of the video. Our free Discord where we give out some core plays and value plays on top of every other things that we talk about. We've got our email. If you want to email us, dfshelp1@gmail.com. If you are new to the site, however long you've been here, I want to welcome you back, and you guys know the drill. So we try to have 2 giveaways in these MLB videos every single day. Here's how to win. First way, you got to like this video, you got to be a subscriber to the channel, and you got to leave a comment. You do all 3 of those and this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus, which is every single sport, which is every sport that we do besides NFL because it's not in season. If this video gets 100 likes, a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. Second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Type that in there as well. Do not spam it, but type it in there and have a shot at a free week. So technically, you could win twice in the same video. We have not had that happen in a very long time. It's been like a year, but it has happened before. So all you got to do is buckle up because that's what we're going to do. We're going to have the see the 2 winners are, or maybe the winner of yesterday's video giveaway. And then on top of that, we're going to break down every game. So we're going to look at all the games, all the pitchers, all the batters, everything for you. So it might be a little bit longer video than what you're looking for, but if you want a little bit of an abbreviated version or something like that, if you go to the MLB tab, you can find a ton of information that will simplify what we're talking about. On top of that, FTA Plus is $10 for a week. Check that out. At the end of this video, we are going to give you all the batters that have a top or a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. So we're going to go through the matchup tool a little bit through 10,000 simulations. We do 20,000 simulations a day. After that, we're going to do our segment called Pitches Be Crazy. So we look at the top 5 pitchers that have on paper, the best matchups against the teams that strike out the most so far this year. And then after that, the final segment of the video, you can see all of these in the chapter section, but it is the Makin Bacon bets. And what that is we go over some of the bets that we like for the day, whether or not it's pitching bets, whether or not it's bases bets, so over 1.5 bases, or if it's even home run bets or players we like for home runs. So buckle up. Let's see who the winners are first. So looking at yesterday's video, again, it was a little bit different. Tuesdays, I think we're going to do it that way, top 5 Tuesdays or whatever we want to call it. But we got a minimum of 50 likes. That's exactly what we wanted to do. So we're going to roll it. This is, even if the keyword is in this one, we're still going to re-roll it a second time. So William Fasanella, congratulations. Please email me. You know the drill. Let me know your username on the website. And the subject line of the email, say you are the 423 views winner. So I can differentiate between you and the keyword. Now, the keyword might be, we'll see if the keyword is in this comment or not, or we will see when we re-roll it. So we're always going to do that. It's always going to be the first one for the views, second one for the keyword. There you go. Ivan 1987 Fonseca. Please email. I think you have an account on the website, but if you don't, let me know. Subject line and the email be 423 or 422 keyword winner. And then let me know if you have an account on site. If you do not, let me know a username, email, and password, and we will set you guys up. So congratulations to both of you. Make sure you come back tomorrow and the next day to keep winning. So as always, we're going to use Outlier to break down the games. And there's different ways to support the channel, whether or not you want to send me tips directly to CashApp, Venmo, or PayPal. You can email me to ask me about it. Whether or not you want to sign up with Outlier, get a 7-day free trial and check out what we're looking at, because we're looking at the premium section. We don't go through the bets on there, but there's a whole betting section there. If you want to sign up for FTA Plus, it is all there. But I wanted to bring the video a little bit earlier today just because we have so many games early that I wanted to get in there and talk about it. So these are not all. So here's the thing with the pitching. Sometimes we do the video and then the pitcher gets scratched for whatever reason. So we're doing these early through 10,000 simulations. Once the 10,000 simulations are done, we do 20,000 simulations a day. You can check this out. Normally about an hour before main slate locks is what I normally do. So we got Bryce Elder going up against the Cardinals, and then we've got Miles Michaelis going up against the Braves. So Michaelis, 126 plate appearances, a 319 batting average against him in their career. So while Atlanta has been bad, Michaelis comes in. He's got a 7.64 ERA. We've stacked against him pretty much all year, and it's worked out. I think that's kind of what we want to do in this game. Looking at Ozzy Albies, I'm looking at, and you can see that the more green on the screen means they hit that handedness of pitcher better. So if I were to look at this game, I'm not looking at either pitcher. I would look at the Braves offense. I would look at Ozzy Albies. I would look at Michael Harris II. I would look at Ozuna. And I would look at Matt Olson as well. If you want to make a fifth one, maybe a Jared Kelenic this year, or in his career, he's had success against them. Then against right-handed pitching, like I would still use those guys. Maybe throw in Alex Verdugo if you want a cheap outfield option if he gets the start. But again, it's such an early start that I don't even know. The lineup should be out pretty early to tell you who's going to be in this game. Bryce Elder, again, 47 plate appearances. They've seen him a little bit. Brendan Donovan, if I were to use St. Louis, because I'm not using pitching in this one, I would use Brendan Donovan. I would use Burleson against right-handed pitching this year so far. Those are the two. Victor Scott you could look at. Lars Nootbaar you could look at. Thomas Segazy, who's batting 385 against righties. I would look at these guys. Obviously, Arenado and Pages are options as well if you're trying to get a 5-man stack there. But I'm avoiding the pitching in this one, and I'm just 100% going with the bats in that one. Next game, we got Philly at the Mets. Again, this is a pitcher's ballpark, massive ballpark. Looking at like weather and stuff, there's nothing that jumps out right now. The wind at the moment is blowing in for this game. You have David Peterson versus Zach Wheeler. Obviously, Zach Wheeler pitched for the Mets. Whether or not we use that, he's been with Philly for so long. They've seen each other a ton. So Zach Wheeler in his career against the Mets, 259 batting average, 259 plate appearances, 261 batting average, only an 8.1 walk percentage and a 20.1 K percentage. So Wheeler comes in, 3.73 ERA, has not faced the Mets this year. You look at this, Mets bats against Wheeler. Like Soto has 2 home runs against him. Nimmo has 2 home runs. Marte's batting 300. Vientos is batting 300. Like they've seen him well. But outside of that, like Soto is struggling to start the season. I honestly don't mind Zach Wheeler here. It's worked out for us before, especially this early. Seeing though we kind of look at this game, like Lindor obviously has been on fire. If you were to fade Wheeler and you want to go with Mets, obviously Lindor would be one. Probably Vientos would be one. Pete Alonso would be one. Like we know how good Soto is. He's just struggling right now. I don't know if I trust him enough. I don't want to pay up his premium price until he shows me that he's worth that price. Peterson, Philly bats against him. Bohm does have 2 home runs. Harper has a home run. You look against left-handed pitching. Kyle Schwarber this year is batting .414 against lefties. He's no longer leading off, but he's got 4 bombs, batting .414 against lefties. So again, he's boomer bust. He's either home run or nothing pretty much out of him. Castellanos batting .423 with a home run. Bryce Harper has 2 home runs against lefties this year. Like, I don't mind those guys. Outside of that, JT Realmuto, I usually like to take him against lefties. 17 plate appearances, or at bats, he's batting .059. Like, those are probably the ones that I'd look at. You could look at David Peterson for a completely tournament option here. I don't mind that. But I do like Zach Wheeler a little bit more, and I do like the Philly bats that we did talk. Next game we've got on the docket here is the Yankees at the Guardians. So early. Just not used to it. So we got Carlos Rodon versus Luis L. Ortiz. Ortiz has never faced the Yankees before, 5.48 ERA so far this year. In his career, Ortiz hasn't faced them this year, but in his career, basically 1 start or so. Paul Goldschmidt, who's been absolutely on fire, I would use him. I would use Judge. Both of them are leading the AL, which is crazy. Trent Grisham, probably not back for this game because he just had a kid. I think he'll have to miss this game, but if he is in, I would look at him because he's been absolutely on fire as well. But other ones I would look at, Jason Dominguez had a big home run, 2-run home run on Monday. I would look at Ben Rice if he gets in there. I really like Ben Rice here. Against right-handed pitchers this year, he's batting .341. I don't see him not starting this game. So basically, it's Judge, Goldie, Dominguez, Ben Rice, if Grisham is in there, yes, he probably won't be. I might follow that up with maybe a Cody Bellinger on that side. And then we get Carlos Rodon. I never know what to think about Carlos Rodon. He obviously comes in here, 4.34 ERA, coming off, he has some good starts, but then he doesn't. His last start was great. Against left-handed pitching, J-Ram batting 368. He's just better when he's facing lefties. Kyle Manzardo batting 429. Martinez batting 556. I'm going to have a little bit of Rodon, but when he has one bad inning, it unravels quickly. So I will have exposure to the Cleveland bats that they usually hit a little bit. If they have a good inning, it's probably game over for Carlos Rodon in that situation. Weather's not a concern here. It is blowing in from left. So right now, power might not be the biggest thing. That's definitely one to look at there. Next game, we've got to talk about the Padres at the Tigers. You've got Reese Olson versus Kyle Hart. So Kyle Hart comes in, 6.48 ERA, 2-1 record, 16 innings pitched. The strikeouts are low. Detroit's been hitting very well. I don't trust Kyle Hart. Reese Olson comes in with a 4.50 ERA, kind of up there as well. Basically one start against the team here. No one's seen a ton of success, but Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado both hit righties better. Generally, this year, Manny Machado's batting 314. Tatis is batting 418 with 8 bombs. Gavin Sheets is a cheap option there, 347 batting average. I like them. Those would be the ones I'd look at. You could look at Yuli Gurriel. I don't know if he'll be in there, though. But the main 3 are the ones we talked about before. Detroit bats against Hart. They've never seen him before. Against lefties, though, Thomas Nido, one start, basically 750 batting average. Javi Baez batting 364. For tournaments, I'm okay with. I don't love Zach McKinstry batting 412. Trey Sweeney batting 308. Torkelson batting 296. Glaber batting 308. I like Kerry Carpenter and I like Riley Green in this situation. So what I'm looking for here is probably a Detroit stack overall, maybe a couple of different Detroit stacks. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not trusting either of these pitchers. I'd rather take the bats in these games for sure. Next game is the Reds at the Marlins. This is, don't know what to expect, but it's you might be surprised. I really thought Brady Singer would struggle more in this where he's pitching. But he's got 3.80 ERA, 3.0 record, 21 innings pitched, and 10.12 strikeouts per 9. And then Alcantara has a 7.27 ERA. I understand he hadn't pitched basically in 2 years. He has struggled this year. The strikeouts are lower. This is in Miami. I don't know if I can trust him. I don't want to pay up for him. They really haven't seen him much. Fraley has a home run against him. Austin Hayes has a home run. I'm just looking at what Cincy's been able to do against righties this year, and I'm stacking Cincy in this one. So whether or not it's Ellie De La Cruz, Gavin Lux, Noelvi Marte, Austin Hayes batting 429 with 3 bombs. I am looking at, and McLean I'm looking at a red stack here. I don't trust Sandy Alcantara. He is not the Cy Young pitcher that he was, a couple of years ago. He had that Tommy John surgery. He just has not looked the same. Whether or not it's rust, we know he's capable of great. He's Cy Young winner. We know he's capable of great games. I just hope the Tommy John surgery, I hope it's in his head and he's not just lost forever. But again, the way Cincy's been hitting, I would like this for bats a little bit more if it were in Cincy, but I'll take what we can get here. Miami bats against Singer. They really haven't seen him against right-handed pitching. You can see they really don't do much. If I were to take a pitcher, it would be Brady Singer and a Cincy stack here. Now, I'll let you guys know right now, I'm not always right. I have been wrong in the past. These are my first thoughts of these games. This is your first look at the MLB slate for every single day. And I hope it is helpful for you. If it is, hit that like button. And let me know down below, how much have you won since starting watching us? I've had a couple people win 20 grand and they've tipped us pretty generously. I've had people win a couple hundred and tip us $10. It's been awesome. I had someone email me the other day and said once they hit it big, they would send me 10%. That's not expected. It's greatly appreciated. I don't expect it, but it is awesome when I get a random CashApp tip or Venmo or someone emails me to ask me about it. So it's been very awesome to see in the past. And I really hope you guys truly understand how much it means to me, because A lot of this takes a lot of time. I have a full-time job. I have 2 kids. I have a wife. I do this all by myself. So a lot of it helps more than you understand. So the next game, we got the Mariners at the Red Sox. Really hard to understand which teams, who's going to be who and how they're going to be. Seattle, it's not confirmed to be Emerson Hancock. Okay. That's who they think it will be. If it is him, he does have a 12.71 ERA. I would look at Boston bats. It is not guaranteed yet. It is guaranteed Sean Newcomb. Newcomb against the Mariners, they haven't done anything against him. Against left-handed pitching, they really haven't done anything. So I could see Newcomb being a tournament option. Because last year, Seattle was one of the teams that struck out the most. They're not doing that as much this year, but they are still capable of it. But if you were to go off Newcomb, I'm not saying I'm stacking here, but if I were to look at a couple plays, if I didn't want to go Newcomb, I want to go Mariners, I would look at Dylan Moore, a cheap option, bat 429 against lefties. I would look at Mitch Garver and Cal Raleigh. I would probably even look at Jorge Polanco as well. If it is Emerson Hancock, I can't guarantee it is. But yeah, I mean, it's still the normal go with the Boston bats there. So like a Rob Refsnyder would be a cheap option. Duran, Christian Campbell, Wilyer Abreu, Trevor Story, Rafi Devers, like Bregman. If it is Emerson Hancock, I'm honestly feeling Boston make multiple different stacks with Boston lineup. So make sure the confirmation of who the pitcher is for Mariners, I wouldn't use them regardless of who it is, but I would stack Boston, and I might look at a couple of the Mariners bats as well. So then we've got the Baltimore Orioles versus the Washington Nationals. We've got Tomoyuki Sugano versus Trevor Williams. I feel like we just talked about them and we stacked against them. Would that have been Thursday? When was that? Either Thursday or Friday. So Williams has never faced Baltimore, or has not faced Baltimore this year. Sugano has not faced Washington this year. So overall in their career against Williams, like O'Neill's the only one that has a home run against him. Against right-handed pitching this year for the Orioles, like I don't trust Trevor Williams. I would look at Baltimore bats, even though Baltimore, their offense has been weird this year, and their pitching just gave up 24 runs the other day. Or is very weird. But yeah, so if I were to use bats, I would be looking at Gunnar Henderson. I would be looking at Ryan O'Hearn, Tyler O'Neill. A little bit of Adley Rutschman does have 4 bombs against righties. Does hit righties better this year, but he's only batting .218 against them. Gary Sanchez is a slow option. I don't know if he'll be in there. 11 plate appearances. So not a ton. But yeah, I don't trust Trevor Williams. I don't trust Sugano. If I'm looking at, he's never faced him before. I'm looking at Luis Garcia. I'm looking at Nate Lowe. I'm looking at James Wood. Maybe a little bit of Alex Call, even though he's still on my list because I needed him for a home run for $3,000. And he bunted. He sack bunted in the 8th instead of swing away. It was just tragic for everybody. So yeah, I'm not looking at pitching in this one either. Like there's not a ton of pitching in the early slate that I love. And that's unfortunate. So then we get to the main slate. We've got the Dodgers versus the Cubs. I feel like they've played 87 games against each other this year already. It is not confirmed who the Dodgers pitcher is. And there is weather concern. They think it's going to be Sauer. No. Wait, yeah. I don't know. They don't know if it's going to be Matt Sauer, if he's going to get called up. He didn't do anything, came out of the bullpen. It could be a bullpen game for him. If the weather holds up, I'm okay. I don't know if it will, though. And then you got Matt Boyd. I don't know how Matt Boyd is doing what Matt Boyd is doing. Great last year, 2.02 ERA. This year, he's already faced the Dodgers once. This year went 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 16.7. My concern is the weather. At the moment, it looks like rain, and the wind is blowing. Where is it blowing? Where's the wind blowing? It's in Wrigley. Blowing in right now. Whether or not it changes, we will definitely see. Matt Boyd at 8,000 for what he did against the Dodgers, 16.7. Basically, what you're looking for is 2 times value. 2 to 2.5, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I don't know if I trust him enough, though. This Dodgers team can hit when they are on. They did not hit last time very well against him. But you can see, anytime we're facing the Cubs, I love Tommy Edman. He just kills the Cubs for whatever reason. Teoscar Hernandez against lefties, I'm always up for. You can see overall, they do not hit lefties as well. Teoscar is the only one that's hitting over 290, and he's batting 429. They faced a lefty yesterday. It is another option here, but again, weather will be a concern. So there are certain ones. Like if I were to take a Dodger stack, it would be probably Tommy Edman. It would be Teoscar Hernandez. While everyone else is paying up, I would look at maybe Will Smith. I would look at Kike Hernandez. I think this would be a very, very under-owned stack there. Cubs bats, like if I were to use him, Carson Kelly's been absolutely on fire. I mean, I think if he starts, we use him. Kyle Tucker, Suzuki, Ian Happ, I would use these guys in this game. But let's kind of wait for the Dodgers to see who the actual starter is. That could change everything, but also the weather might just make this a moot point and the game might not get played. We got the Blue Jays at the Astros. We got Bowden Francis versus Ryan Gusto. Gusto comes in 3.18 ERA. Francis 3.13. Gusto's never faced any of Toronto bats before, and we kind of look how they do against righties. Vladdy is still batting 300. I would use him. Bo Bichette's batting 325. Rodon is a cheap infield option for you, batting 265 with a home run. George Springer batting 340. Like these are the ones I would look at. Gusto being the price he is could be interesting. He's 7,200, 3.18 ERA. The problem is he has not hit value. He went from 4,000 to innings, then he became a starter. The past two really hasn't done much. I'm off of him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. He could have a huge game. I wouldn't look at him. Bowden Francis coming in, game log wise, like one really good start, his last start. Goes up against Houston. Now, Houston against Francis, they've seemed to hit him well. Like Diaz has a home run, Pena has a home run. Against righties, they do hit righties a little bit better. Myers, I could look at. Obviously, Jordan, I would look at a little bit. He's very expensive for kind of struggling to start the season. Paredes, I would look at. Altuve is another one, and that's probably it. If I were to take a pitcher in this one, it would be Bowden Francis. So. White Sox at Minnesota is the next game for us to look at. You've got David Festa versus, it is not confirmed. Is this Bryce Wilson? Bryce Wilson. I didn't even know he was on the White Sox. Bulk relief role. So he's not even starting. Been a bullpen guy. He's got a 4.50 ERA in the bullpen. I'm off of that. I'm on a Minnesota stack. Festa, has he faced the White Sox this year? He has not. Festa's actually had two really good starts. His price is up there, though. They've bumped his price to 8,800. I would use Festa, and I would use Minnesota stack. I'm not using whoever the opener is for the White Sox. I am not using, I'm not using Bryce Wilson. So I would look at Minnesota bats. Byron Buxton. I would look at him. I would look at Ty France. I would look at, overall, they don't hit very well, but these are the ones I would look at. Kiersey, if he's in there, maybe for tournaments. Larnack, Harrison Bader, I'm okay with those guys. But yeah, I'm not using Bryce Wilson. I will have a little bit of exposure to Festa, but his price is up there so much that kind of scares me a little bit. Colorado at Kansas City is next. There is some weather concern here, and the wind, it is a pitcher's ballpark, and the wind is blowing. It's blowing out to left. But it's given percentages for doubles and triples and singles instead of home run. So if that's something you're looking for, you got Michael Lorenzen versus Marquez. Now, Colorado's the team that strikes out the most out of any team. We took Lorenzen against the Detroit Tigers last time. Did nothing. Got 4.2 innings with 4 earned runs. The strikeouts have been low. I'm not using him outside of maybe some sports bets, but his strikeouts have been low. He had a good game against Milwaukee to start, but comes in with a 5 ERA. I think a sneaky stack, if the weather holds up, could be Colorado. Now, I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do because, again, they're a very bad team. They strike out a ton. But if they could get to Michael Lorenzen a little bit early, no one's really had success. Mickey Moniak does have a home run against him. Against right-handed pitching, though, they kind of do a little bit better. You could look at Ryan McMahon. Nick Martini batting 289 against righties. Jacob Stallings a little bit. Togliai a little bit. Veen, Mickey Moniak, but Brenton Doyle. Honestly, if you want to get crazy, look for the Colorado lineup, and then maybe make a little stack out of there. I don't trust Michael Lorenzen much. I don't trust Marquez either. I'm definitely looking at Sal Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Massey if he starts, or Jonathan India, depending on which one of those guys gets in there. They both could, so that would be great. Cheap option here for KC, maybe a little bit of Drew Waters or Kyle Isbell, depending on who's in that lineup there. So I do not trust Marquez. I really don't trust Lorenzen either. Probably look at the bats. Obviously, I'm more focused on Kansas City bats in that one, but if the weather holds up, Colorado could be a sneaky stack today. Pittsburgh at the Angels, a very late game. We got Andrew Heaney versus Jack Kachanowicz. Heaney, 95 plate appearance, 256 batting average. The Angels are a team that strikes out fifth most out of any team. Heaney's one of those, got a 2.13 ERA. A great start against Washington, 7.1 innings, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Had he not done those walks, we're probably looking at 30 fantasy points out of him. The Yankees, he had 30 plus out of there. Cincy at 13.3, and he's still not cheap, but I don't mind Andrew Heaney a little bit. The Kachanowicz, 6.20 ERA, really 2 good starts and then 2 bad starts where he's given up a ton against Texas and Houston. So we look at that. Overall, I'm off pitching, except for maybe a little bit of Heaney for tournaments, but that is it. But if we're looking at those, we could kind of see who we could talk about. So Pittsburgh's never seen Kachanowicz at all. Against right-handed pitching, though, this year, they're actually doing pretty decent. Adam Frazier, you could look at. Brian Hayes. IKF is batting 300. O'Neal Cruz batting 283 with 5 bombs. I don't mind those guys. That's maybe Brian Reynolds, but that's probably it there. Angels bats against Heaney, like they have had success against him. Darno has 2 home runs. If he is in there for a catching option, he'd be a cheap catching option. I could look at him. JD Davis has a home run against him. Nito has a home run against him. Against left-handed pitching, though, not as good as you would think. Like Mike Trout batting 250, but has no home runs against lefties this year. Logan O'Hoppe has a home run. Aaron Paris has 2 home runs, batting 444. Again, 9 at-bats. It's a very small sample size. I completely get that. But you could look at those guys. Just depending if they would be in there or not. Andrew Heaney for tournaments, but if you wanted to go with Angels bats a little bit too, I'm okay with that on that side. Just there's not a ton of like great pitching, like as good a pitching as you would want. Like I fully expect Thursday to have a good slate. If not a lot of teams are on Thursday, it's probably a great team on Friday. But we have the next one. We've got the Rays at the Arizona Diamondbacks. You don't have to worry about weather. It's Coors Field Jr. You got Erod and Taj Bradley. Taj Bradley coming in. Not good against the Yankees. 6 earned runs. Went 5.1 innings. Gave up all the runs in that game. Good game against Atlanta. Middle game against Texas. And a great game against Colorado. Now he goes up against this Arizona team at Arizona. I do not trust him. I could see another game just like what we saw out of him against the Yankees. I could completely see that being the case. Flip side of that, Erod coming in, 4.09 ERA. Great start against Miami. Tampa Bay offense is not as good as they used to be. So Erod for tournaments, I am okay with. Overall, they don't hit lefties as well as they hit righties. I'm looking at Erod here. I do. And I would look at Arizona bats. Arizona bats, I mean, Eugenio Suarez has 2 bombs against Bradley. Corbin Carroll has a home run. I would look at Josh Naylor, who's batting 379 against righties this year. Pavin Smith batting 396 with 3 bombs. I would look at those guys. So I am off of Taj Bradley. I'm off of Tampa Bay offense. I would look at Erod, and I would look at the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then the final 2 games. We got Milwaukee at San Francisco. Logan Webb, who thinks farts are funny. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It is pretty funny. Against Freddie Peralta. Overall, they've had success against each other. I'm really not looking at offenses. I think this could be a pitching duel. I think this could be a low-scoring game. I want exposure to both sides. I really don't want any exposure to the bats here. Now, I might be wrong, but that is where I'm going. I like both of these guys. They're basically both the same price. You can't fit them in the same lineup, but I would definitely have both of them pitching wise. A Logan Webb 2.40 ERA. This will be his 6th start of the year. If you look at his splits, it's at home, which is a fantastic pitcher's park. This is his 2nd game at home. Is a 0 ERA right now at home. Again, only pitch one time. I would take him against Milwaukee. And then Freddie Peralta, it's like I said, pitcher's duel. A 1.91 ERA coming off. This will be his 6th start as well. Home games, 0.69. Away games, 2.94. Be in this ballpark. I love both of them. I am not looking, at the moment, through 10,000 simulations, I am not looking at bats in this one. I'm looking at both pitchers equally, both cash and tournament. It does not matter to me. Then the final game, we've got Texas at the Athletics. Kumar Rocker versus JP Sears. So Sears comes in 3.13 ERA. Hasn't faced Texas this year. Splits-wise, pitching at home, though, he's got a 6.75 ERA in 1 start. Away, 2.37. And Texas can hit a little bit. Then you got Rocker, 6.38 ERA. We did use him against the Angels his last start. 7 innings, 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Now, I don't know if he mirrors that because it's weird to say, but this Athletics team actually is pretty good. But if we look at that, if you want to go batters against JP Sears, like Marcus Semien has 2 home runs, Kevin Pillar, we usually love to take him against lefties. If he gets in there, he'd be a cheap option. Wyatt Langford against a lefty, I would look at. That's what I would look at, like those guys. Higashioka could be a very cheap option, or Jonah Heim, depending on which catcher is going to start. And then flip side of that, Kumar Rocker, again, seen him 1 start. But against right-handed pitching this year, I would look at Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, and Duhar would be a cheap option if he's in there. Nick Kurtz could be in there as well if he gets in there for first base. That's when you could look at. You could look at Tyler Soderstrom, who already has 8 home runs against right-handed pitching. I don't trust either of those pitchers. I'd rather take the offenses to end the day. So there you have it. Those are all of the games through all 10,000 simulations. Now we're going to give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. Now we have all of them under the MLB tab right here. If you want to check that out later, you can. It is part of FTA Plus. We do have more than we had yesterday. I will tell you that. So looking at that, number 1 is Bobby Witt Jr. versus Marquez. 2 is Aaron Judge. 3 is Jonathan India. 4 is Brent Rooker. 5 is Sal Perez. 6 is Jose Ramirez. 7 is Corey Seager. 8 is Vinny Pasquantino. 9 is Shea Langoliers. 10 is Taylor Ward. 11 is Gleyber Torres. 12 is Alex Call, who's still on my list. 13 Vladdy. 14 Stephen Kwan. 15 Austin Riley. 16 Alex Verdugo. 17 Josh Bell. 18 Kyle Higashioka. 19 Yordan Alvarez. 20 Luis Garcia. 21 Zach McKinstry, and 22, 10 out of 10 matchup rating, is Brendan Donovan versus Bryce Elder. So those are your matchup ratings. Now, the pitches be crazy. I don't know how many of these I'll actually use. But yeah, we'll go. Number 1, according to the teams that strike out the most, Michael Lorenzen against Colorado. They're striking out over 11 times a game and 11 times on the road. Luis L. Ortiz versus the Yankees. Yankees are striking out 9.48 times per game, 10 on the road. I don't know if I trust him enough, though. His ERA is up there. Number 3 is whoever the Seattle pitcher is going to be against Boston. Boston strikes out 9.38 times per game and 8.09 at home. But if it's a bad pitcher, if it's Emerson Hancock, I want nothing to do with that. Number 4 is Brady Singer at Miami. Miami strikes out 9.36 times per game, 8.79 at home. I would look at Brady Singer. And then number 5 is Andrew Heaney at the Angels. Angels strike out 9.33 times per game and 9.83 times at home. So again, to reiterate, it's Michael Lorenzen, Luis L. Ortiz, whoever the Seattle pitcher is, Brady Singer, and Andrew Heaney, according to the teams that strike out the most. Now, I'm not necessarily using those guys all the way, but I wanted to give you as much information as we possibly could. So now we're going to do Makin Bacon bets. And what that is we're going to look at the teams that have great matchups, that players that I think are going to score or get over 2+ bases or over 1.5 bases. So number 1 for the day is Bobby Witt Jr. versus Marquez. Number 2 is Brent Rooker versus Kumar Rocker. Number 3 is Sal Perez versus Marquez. Now, these are all ones I have 10 out of 10 matchup rating for them as well in this category. Number 4 is Corey Seager versus JP Sears. 5 is Vinny Pasquantino versus Marquez. 6, Alex Verdugo versus Michaelis. 7, Shea Langeliers versus Rocker. And 8, Gleyber Torres versus Kyle Hart. So those are all ones that I think could get a 2+ bases for this slate. I'll reiterate it. Bobby Witt Jr., Brent Rooker, Sal Perez, Corey Seager, and Vinny Pasquantino, Verdugo, Shea Langeliers, and finally, Gleyber Torres. Now, if we wanted to look at the possibility of home runs, that'll need to be updated, but it is Aaron Judge, it is Bobby Witt Jr., it is Gunnar Henderson, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Vladdy Guerrero. Those would be the ones that I'd look at for home runs, or you could even parlay those into 2+ bases as well. So that's what I've got for this Wednesday slate. Hopefully it is a great day for you. DFS, sports betting, NBA playoffs, MLB, whatever you guys are playing, let me know. Tomorrow we've got golf. Saturday we've got MMA. Sunday we've got NASCAR as well as MLB and basketball. So let's have a fantastic Wednesday. The keyword of the day is hump day. Key phrase. Good luck, and as always, bring home that bacon. Peace.